Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you on what is a very, very nice Friday morning. I'm shattered, I've had no sleep, but who cares? What a night that was at the Emirates last night. It's been a long time since I've heard noise like that when that goal went in and the final whistle went. Huge win for Arsenal in terms of so many things, but in terms of context of the season and the race for the top four, it's difficult to put in words just how important that was. Defeat would have been an absolute sickener, a killer blow. Arsenal would be sitting 7th in the Premier League right now, but instead they turned it round, they won, they're now 5th, one place, 1 point behind Manchester United, but with 2 games in hand. Champions League destiny is very much in Arsenal's grasp as we enter the final months of the season. I'm going to start this video by just showing you the clip I recorded last night on the final whistle of the celebrations. It's about 2 minutes long, so if you don't want to watch it, fast forward and then I'll get into my main part of the video. But for those of you who weren't there and wanted to experience exactly what it sounded like and the atmosphere at the Emirates last night, then take a look at this video. I've watched it about 3 times already today. So there you go, that was the noise, that was the atmosphere that greeted the final whistle last night. I love that video, watched it plenty of times already. It was just very special. I can't quite remember the last time the Emirates really celebrated a win like that. I think probably the 4-2 against Tottenham after Torreira's goal. You know, that was a special day. Other than that, probably go all the way back to Welbeck's last minute winner against Leicester. That's just how loud it was last night. I mean, look, ultimately it's just 3 points. There's still a long way to go, but it just felt like a very pivotal moment in Arsenal's season last night. Like I said, defeat, and they'd be sitting in our 7th. Wolves would have gone above them, but instead they are 1 place, 1 point behind United with 2 games in hand. They've taken advantage of Tottenham's slip up at Burnley as well, which was just so crucial, wasn't it? It was such a big game last night. There's no getting away from it. And I thought Arsenal played really well as well, to be fair. 26 shots, I've got the stats here. It was, 26 shots. I think that was the same they had against Brentford at the weekend. I mean, Wolves only had 6 shots. To get 26 shots on goal against Wolves, who are a very good defensive side. I mean, got the second best defensive record in the league. This wasn't the sort of Arsenal performance that sometimes you've seen when they've gone behind, they've played against a team with a low block and they've struggled to create opportunities, to create chances. They kept plugging away. They were getting efforts on goal, and even if they'd have lost the game, I mean, which they were not far away from doing. I mean, Pepe's equaliser came in the 82nd minute. Even if they'd lost the game, I'd have sat here today saying that Arsenal played pretty well in that game. I said it at half-time when they were 1-0 down. It felt like they'd done well. They were winning the ball back high. They were pressing well. Wolves weren't really getting out of Arsenal's half, getting out of their own half. And, I thought Arsenal put in a really good performance last night. It wasn't just about the win. It was the manner of performance and the goals as well. They weren't just panicky long balls into the box, get the second ball and go on and sort of scramble goal through pressure. It was good football. Both goals were very, very nice. I mean, Pepe's goal was excellent. And Lacazette, I'm giving it to Lacazette. I know it was an own goal technically, but I'm giving it to Lacazette. God, he did not carry on trying. I think he had 8 shots in the game last night. Finally got some reward at the end. I mean, it was an interesting night for Lacazette. I mean, had he not scored, he probably would have got an awful lot of grief. But God, the work that bloke does. It's difficult. Maybe if you're not watching it in the ground, it's difficult to sort of comprehend exactly how much work he was doing last night. And Lacazette's fitness isn't the best, you would say. He's not the fittest player in the world, but he carried on right until the end last night and he got his reward. So fair play to him for that, and those celebrations will live long in the memory. Right, so Mikel speaking after the game was understandably very, very happy. He knew what it meant. Everyone knew what it meant. He said, I think the attitude, the spirit, the quality, the energy that the players put in the second half, again, to fight, to go and win this match was phenomenal. It created a great atmosphere and synergy with our fans, and it was great to win it that way. It absolutely was. Look, it was a massive win, but I think the way they won it, the manner of that victory, doing it the way they did in the last minute, coming from behind against the Wolves team who'd gone 45 Premier League games without losing, having got themselves in front. That stretches back an awful long time. I think it's to 2018, something like that. To come from behind and do that, it just sends out a real message. And the scenes at the end, as fun as they were, as great as they were, it was all about unity. You could see, and for a young team, winning like that will do them the world of good. It really will. And it's 3 wins in a row now. It's been a big couple of weeks for Arsenal, coming off the back of that awful January where they went winless. They went out of 2 cup competitions. Questions were being asked about them. The transfer window went the way it did, and they've come back with 3 wins in a row in the Premier League, 2 of which against a big rival in Wolves, home and away. So they deserve an awful lot of credit for that, I think. And it just felt like a pivotal moment in the season. And the celebrations were great. I know obviously Wolves have been throwing a little bit of shade after the game at Molineux about the way Arsenal celebrated. Well, there were certainly big celebrations last night. Thought it was very, very funny of Aaron Ramsdale running past Ruben Neves with his arms in the air. Is a great picture of that moment. It's actually on the video that I put up at the start of this. If you watch it, you can see Ramsdale running past Neves doing it. It was very good. And Mikel saying afterwards, I encourage them to celebrate every victory because you can tell how difficult it is in this game to win football matches. Our supporters are the same. Every time we win, we should celebrate because when you lose or draw, the faces are always sad. Spot on from Mikel there. I hate the celebration police. I've said it before. It really winds me up. And, I loved those celebrations last night. And, that's what football's about. If you can't celebrate a win like that, then when are you ever going to celebrate? Fantastic night, fantastic win, and fantastic scenes at the end. Plenty of big performances, I thought, from Arsenal last night. Like I said, I thought the team played very, very well on the whole. Some really big performances. I thought Ben White was great. I thought Martin Odegaard was just exceptional. Again, played such a big part in both goals. I know a lot of people again will be, oh, no goals, no assists for Odegaard. It's like, look at those 2 goals. They would not have been scored without Martin Odegaard. The perfect pass for Nketiah to set up the equaliser for Pepe, and then the really sort of clever little ball into Laka in the build-up to Lacazette's goal when he maybe could have passed to Pepe, but he's just, you watch how clever he is. He's just such a good footballer, Martin Odegaard. I thought it was great last night. I thought Thomas Partey was really good as well, other than the shooting. I thought he was really, really good. And Nicolas Pepe, what an impact Pepe made. He came on. Fair play to Arteta. I think a lot of people wanted Lacazette hooked because of the way the game was going for him, but he kept Lacazette on. Ended up bringing Nketiah on as well. Pepe almost sort of went to a right wing back as Arsenal went 3 at the back for those last 10-15 minutes. And Pepe made a big impact. He set up the goal for Lacazette. He set up the winner, but he obviously got the key equaliser as well, and it's a really, really good goal. I mean, fair play to Nketiah. Lovely run, lovely little cutback. But there was an awful lot for Pepe to do, and the way he did it, the spin, the finish, excellent from Pepe. And it's been a difficult season for Pepe. I mean, to be honest, it's been fairly difficult few years for Pepe since he's moved to Arsenal, but that was a big win, a big moment for him, I thought. And I've said previously, I feel like if Arsenal are going to do something between now and the end of the season, if they're going to get top four, they are going to need Nicolas Pepe to step up. Maybe not every game. He's probably not going to start every game. Well, he's not going to start every game, because who's he going to get? Is he going to get ahead of Saka? Is he going to get ahead of Smith Rowe? But he's a type of player who can really come on and make a difference just when you need him. He offers you something different, and he did that last night, and fair play to him. And Mikel, speaking afterwards to us in the press conference, said, "I told you last week I see a different Nico. I don't know, it's his energy, his happiness, his all-round play, how he's training. I was convinced that he could come on and do something for the team. He's on the right path, and when you're able to do that and contribute, you're going to get more minutes. The more minutes you have, you need to make the most of them in training every single day and show what you can do. He has the ability to do it, that's for sure." And we all know Pepe has ability. I mean, I've said it before, I think he's probably arguably... I think he's probably the best finisher at the club at the moment with Orba going. Again, that doesn't mean that he should be playing every game, because I'm not quite sure where he fits in. I know, and I've said it before, that lots of people say we should play as a central striker. I just don't think that's the case for me. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if it would work. It sounds like a good idea or an option, but I'm just not sure if that would work. But he can still make a big impact, just as he did last night. So it was great to see him do that. And a shout out to Eddie Nketiah as well. I thought came on and did very, very well in that cameo. Set up the goal for Pepe and caused Wolves problem with the way he came on. And credit to Arteta as well, because the substitutions clearly worked. So yeah, really good night. I mean, it was a big moment, wasn't it? It definitely was. Let me know what you guys think about the performance. Who was your standout player? How important is this going to be between now and the end of the season? Can Arsenal get into the Champions League? I mean, there's no doubt now that they are in pole position. There's a long way to go. There's lots of massive games to go. Arsenal have got to play United. They've got to go to Spurs. They've got to play Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea, a third. We keep saying, final, the top four, the final Champions League spot, fourth position, but Chelsea are only 5 points ahead of Arsenal, and Arsenal have got a game in hand. Should Arsenal win that game in hand and then go and win at Chelsea, which they did last season, then potentially third's up for grabs. I mean, it's a long shot. I think we should all just probably be focusing on fourth, to be honest, but it's not out of the realms of possibility that third is still potentially an option here for Arsenal to go for. And the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, I think it's 7 wins from 9 in their last 9 Premier League games. The only defeat in that time was that Manchester City game when they played very, very well. So there aren't that many teams in as good as form in the Premier League when it comes to Arsenal. And so, could third be an option? Let me know. What do you guys think? Or should Arsenal just be focusing on fourth at the moment? Right, player ratings, shall we? I didn't get to do this last night because I had so much going on. Massive rewrite. By the time that Lacazette scored, and Pepe scored, I'd been writing up a sort of piece that was going to go live on Goal today, looking at what a missed opportunity it was for Arsenal, and obviously all that gets highlighted, delete, start again, right on the final whistle. Always an absolute nightmare when it goes in, but that doesn't matter because I was smiling so much. And hello to everybody who walked past shouting at me as you walked past out the stadium last night. There was plenty of you clearly enjoyed it, so that was great to see. Player ratings for me, Aaron Ramsdale gets a 6. You can't really blame Ramsdale for the goal. Just bad back pass from Gabriel. Ramsdale got rounded by Hwang. Good finish. Didn't have too much else to do. I think they only had 6 shots. Wolves. I can't really remember Ramsdale having to make a decent save at all. He just wasn't. Arsenal dominated for large periods. So Ramsdale gets a 6. Cedric, I thought, did pretty well again. He gets a 7 from me. Ben White, as I said earlier in this video, I thought was exceptional. Played really, really well. Fortunate to escape a couple of bookings, Ben White. On another day, he could technically have been sent off. He kicked out on, I think it was Jimenez in the first half off the ball. That wasn't spotted. That would definitely have been a yellow card if it had been. And then there was the definite dive. There's no doubt about it when Wolves sort of went through 2-on-1 towards the end. The referee gave it, but it was a definite dive. But I thought he played really, really well, Ben White. He led from the back, kept coming out, sort of trying to get Arsenal going. Really good performance from him. He gets a 7. Gabriel, obviously it's a big mistake for the back pass. Looked pretty edgy for 10 or so minutes after that, but I thought he settled into the game well. After that, responded pretty well. Got a very important deflection on a shot from Neto, which at 1-1 that was. That looked like it was nestling in the bottom corner had he not sort of stood his ground and deflected it wide. So I'm going to give Gabriel a 7. Tierney, I'm going to give a 7. In midfield, I thought Xhaka and Partey were very, very good. I've given Xhaka a 7, but that might be a little bit harsh. I actually thought Xhaka played well. I'm going to stick with a 7, but it was nearly an 8. I thought Xhaka was decent, but Thomas Partey I gave an 8 to. Look, his shooting needs work. There's no doubt about it. He ballooned another couple into the stands last night. But other than that, I thought he played really, really, really well, Thomas Partey. And that partnership of Xhaka and Partey is so important to Arsenal. It really is. There's no surprise that since those two have come back into the team, playing together again, Arsenal winning games again. That's how important they are. So Partey gets an 8. Bukayo Saka, I'm going to give a 7 again, similar to Xhaka. This is very close to being an 8 because I thought Saka, whenever he was involved, Arsenal looked very, very dangerous. It was his shot that sort of led to it was his shot that Jose Sarr pushed wide, and that led to the winner. Eventually, Arsenal recycled the ball through Odegaard and Pepe, and eventually they scored. But Saka, it was a constant threat, I thought. So I'd given him a 7, but he was very close to an 8. Odegaard, my man of the match, he gets an 8. I thought he was brilliant. Everything went through him. Had a big part to play in both goals. Just what a player! I said it before. Bargain, £30 million. What a signing he is. Martinelli, tough night for Martinelli. I thought he poked one effort just wide and high in the first half. Couldn't really make too much of an impact in the game. He gets a 6. Lacazette, I'm giving a 7 to. I know he had 8 shots, I think. Didn't stop working throughout, even though things weren't going his way. I mean, his decision making wasn't great. He was shooting at times when he shouldn't have shot, and then he wasn't shooting at times when he should have shot. His head seemed a little bit all over the place, but didn't stop working. And then obviously that massive moment at the end. So he gets a 7 for me. And then 2 subs, I've got to give Pepe and Nketiah 7s each because they made big impacts when they came on. So credit to them. So they're the player ratings. Martin Odegaard, once again for me, man of the match. Finally, before I go on Tomiyasu's injury, Mikel speaking in his press conference to us afterwards, I gave a little bit of an update. It is a calf injury, which was the issue that he's had since the Liverpool game in January, whenever that was, in the semi-final, when he got sort of rushed back from the calf injury. Didn't work, went out again, he's come back. It's actually the different calf now. We found that out after the game last night, so it's not the same calf. So it's not that he's aggravated that problem again. It's just he's gone and picked up on the same injury by the looks of it on the other calf. He was out for about 3 weeks before with it. Is that going to be the case? Probably so. We'll have to wait and see. But it's what he says. It's what Mikel said to us. He said it was the other calf. He came back and he was completely fine. And then in training, he felt the other one. So this is an issue because he's a professional who's given absolutely everything to help us. And in the last few months, he's not been fit. I mean, look, Cedric stood up and done really, really well in Tomiyasu's absence, which is great. But the sooner Tomiyasu gets back into his stride and fit, the better. Because he's been great since he signed for Arsenal, and Arsenal need him on the pitch, no doubt about it. That's it from me. A very happy Friday to you all. Go off, enjoy your weekends. Arsenal aren't playing. You can just sit back, enjoy the sunshine wherever you are around the world. And yeah, hope everyone else loses. I don't even know who the other teams are playing, to be honest. I haven't looked. Obviously, there's the Carabao Cup final. Are Tottenham against Leeds, aren't they? I saw that. Unfortunately, because Leeds are conceding about 7 goals every game at the moment. So you'd think Tottenham probably will end up winning that, which is a shame. But who knows? Maybe Bielsa and Leeds will do us a favour. Have an excellent Friday, everyone. Get on those beers tonight. Enjoy yourselves. And watch those videos of those goals again because it was very, very special.